Hey guys, here's another chair exercise. Some of you have asked for another one, and so here it comes. We're going to do a variety of different exercises. Go at your own pace. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comment box below, and I'll do my best to get to you quickly to answer those questions. So some of these exercises are going to be standing, some of them seated. Most of them are going to be seated because a chair exercise standing can still benefit from using the chair, but you could hold on to anything that's sturdy and still stand and do the exercises. So this particular video is going to be for chair exercises where you truly use a chair. Of course, to do that, you got to be seated. So once again, let's get started. So this first exercise, I'm obviously seated, and what I want you to do is kind of like marching in place. When you're standing and you march in place, it's going to use the quadriceps, the front part of the leg, and your abs. However, what we're going to do on this one, and you could brace yourself on the side if you need to, depends on how you're balanced, because even though you're seated, it's going to still require some balance to accomplish this. So what you're going to do is you're going to alternate raising your leg up as high as you feel comfortable and down, up, down. What I want you to try to avoid is when you come up, that's fine, but as you come down, don't do a hard plunk. You got to purposely go in each direction under control, because gravity's pulling down, so my leg coming down is easy. However, that's where I want you to get the eccentric part and control the descent. So it's using your abs and your quads in both directions. And once again, you could exhale on the way up, breathe in, exhale on the way up, breathe in. If that's a struggle for you and you can't get the timing, the most important thing is just don't hold your breath. You want to keep breathing. Obviously, I'm talking, so to do so, I got to breathe. So, of course, unless you're doing it with another person and you're talking to them while they're doing the exercise too. So there's one exercise. Another one I like to do is where you sit a little bit to the front of the chair. Obviously, you don't want to fall off the chair. You're going to lean back. Now to do this, I got to keep my core extended. Core engaged is what I meant. One leg up. I'm going to bring that knee to my chest. Now the tendency people have to do is to do that. I'm not bending to work my hamstring. I'm going to bring the knee towards my chest. That's much more difficult because it uses more of the quad and more of the ab. Leg curl, I'll show you how to do that from the chair exercise, but that's probably going to be a standing position to make it a little easier. So leg up, and on this one, I typically, to make the leg and the abs work harder, is do all on one side first, and then do all on the other side. So once again, you do what you feel comfortable with, but you do want to challenge the body too. So let's say you could only get 6 with good form, then shoot for 6 or maybe even 7. However, you don't want to go for 10 to 15 or more if you can't do those with good form, because safety comes first. So, I don't want other body parts to kick in and you could tweak something, and then that kind of ruins your experience for working out. And, if you don't have to be a great exerciser to do chair workouts. However, depending on your circumstance, let's say you're on a business trip in a hotel, you don't have any equipment, doing a chair exercise is better than not, even if you're in good shape, because you could always modify things to make it more challenging or easier for you. So another good exercise from this position here, I'm still going to lean or sit near the front of the chair, lean back, legs up. Now this is one you're going to have to really feel your core working, so you could stabilize here, keeping the back straight, go out as far as you feel comfortable, bring it together. Nice and controlled motion. Now the tempo I'd like to do on this one is such as 1, 2, 3 out, 1, 2, 3 in. Meanwhile, I've got to keep the core engaged the whole time, and your legs are flexed, but I'm not really flexing my legs, but I got to keep them flexed to some degree, otherwise my legs will do that. So you got to keep them extended, out, in. So on this one, the exertion is out, so I'd exhale, breathe in. But once again, the most important thing, don't hold your breath, just keep on breathing. So this is another good exercise here. Okay, now there's different variations to work the legs. Obviously, so far, we've worked the core and the quadriceps. So I'll show you some other exercises in just a moment, but another one I like for the core and the legs is you do a 360 with one leg. So the other leg's bent, foot flat on the floor, leg up. Now I'm going to do a circle. Now you could do this clockwise, or currently I'm going clockwise, or you could go counterclockwise. You know, it's not particularly difficult for some, others this might be tough. One reason why I like to do these type of exercises, or have my clients do them, is because if they have bad knees, sometimes weight-bearing exercises are tough. But right now, just these few reps, I could feel it in my quads some, but there's no hard pressure going down on my knee. Neither is my kneecap being affected in this exercise. Or if it is, it's just minimal, so I don't feel it. Of course, if you have pain or you want to talk to your doctor first, please do so. Your doctor knows you, I don't know you. So it's good to find out from him or her, you know, what your ability is and what might harm or what is okay for your body. So once again, same thing on the other leg, I extend and I try to go in small circles. So I still have to keep my abs tight, my quads are working, but once again, instead of doing squats or something like that, now mind you, squats are a good exercise. What gets people in trouble is when they do it poorly, or if their knees are so bad they really shouldn't do squats, and in that case your doctor should tell you that. But this way, because once again my foot's in there, nothing's pushing against my foot, and gravity is only coming down, so the quadricep has to work to prevent my knee from going like this. Much more user-friendly on the knee. Now on this one I'm using my hamstrings. So for my hamstrings, I'm going to do standing. So I use both hands here. Once again, you might have to use a taller chair, or you could use a countertop. If you're using a countertop, obviously that's not a chair. But what I want to do is I want to keep this knee close to my other leg, and then curl my foot up and down, up and down. And that hits the hamstrings and the glutes while curling the leg. Now, if I go more out like this, that's fine. That's going to hit more of the hamstrings, glutes, and the lower back some. Nothing's wrong with that if you can do it safely. But on this one, I'm not trying to hit my lower back much. I just want the hamstring to work. Now, of course, that the hamstring is tied into the glute, so the glute or the butt muscle is going to work some. Now, once again, if you do want to work it more, keep the leg straight. Go back without swinging or using momentum. You go back as far as you feel comfortable. So once again, that's going to use the hamstrings and glutes, a little bit of the lower back. Or the curl. But once again, I don't want to curl up like this, because once again, that means the other side and your stabilizer muscles are going to be working a little bit more than they should. So I want to keep this knee close to my other one, curl up, curl down, and do it just like that. Okay, on this exercise, it's still going to work the legs, still going to work the core, but it requires a little bit more coordination because you're going to be using your arms at the same time. So if any of you are old enough to remember I Dream of Jeannie, we're going to do this here. I Dream of Jeannie being a TV show from a long time ago. Arms up. So what I'm going to do, there's two different ways of doing this. In this case, I'm going to lift my right leg up, and I'm going to turn to that same side as I raise the leg, back down. Now my left leg, as I come up and back down. Right leg, turn to the right, left leg, turn to the left. Now, of course, the other variation of that is, as I raise my left leg, instead of turning to the left, raise my left leg, turn to the right, down. Right leg up, so instead of turning to that side, I go to the left instead. So believe it or not, that little variation makes your brain think a little bit for the mind-body connection, okay? Also, what you can do from seated is simple exercises that work the upper body without having to do anything as far as balance goes. So for example, if I'm going to do lateral raises, I could hold bare hands. If you have soup cans, small dumbbells, down to the side, raise up to the front or to the side. However, I don't want you to go too high. That's potentially bad for the rotator cuff and other soft tissues in the shoulder. And try not to go directly out to the side like so, come slightly to the front. So it looks like this. I come up, exhale as I do so, breathe in on the way down. Exhale on the way up, breathe in on the way down. I could also come to the front, which is going to work the front part of the deltoid or shoulder muscle, up. Once again, try not to go any higher than parallel to the floor. You might be able to do this without discomfort, but for a lot of people over time, it'll irritate their rotator cuff muscles, or if they have bursitis in the shoulders, it could irritate that as well. So you could do it with the palms down or palms inward like a neutral grip, up and down, up and down. You could also get cute with it if you want and go up to the side, to the front, down, back up. So the good thing about variety is, one, it keeps it more fresh in your mind, but also you don't have to reinvent the wheel each time you want to come up with a different workout. You just change how you do the workout. Another good one for the shoulders. This isn't particularly building muscle on this one if you're doing it barehanded, but it does work the muscles for endurance-wise. And we used to do this as part of our martial arts warm-up, is arms out to the side, make small circles. And you could try for 20 to 30 seconds. As you could probably expect, your arms are going to get tired after a while. Then you make bigger circles. Do that 20 to 30 seconds. Then you could rest. But you don't want to just go in one direction, you go in the opposite direction. Once again, not a huge variety, but just enough difference that your body has to try to acclimate to something different and what you're putting it through. All right, a good one for the posture muscles. You could do this barehanded, but once again, the more resistance you have, i.e. dumbbells, the heavier it's going to be, therefore it challenges the muscles more. So on this one, I want my postures nice and tall, arms as relaxed as possible. I'm going to go straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Now with light weight, it's not harmful to go in circles in either direction. However, that's using a lot of stabilizer muscles. If I want to focus on mainly the trapezius or the trap muscles working the most in this exercise, I don't want to be doing circles. I just want to go straight up, straight down. Once again, control the descent so it's not just a thud. You want to go up as high as you feel comfortable, come down at that same tempo. Up and then down. So that's a good exercise for the posture muscles here. So today's workout, was kind of brief, but it gives you a handful of exercises to keep you busy. Once again, there's a lot of other exercises you can do. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment box below. And of course, if this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share with friends that you think might be able to benefit from this, or other family members or whatnot. So yeah, it's been great doing the video with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.